international students and study abroad students add diversity to Colorado State University. I'm sitting here with George Habib, who is a CSU International Student from Cairo, Egypt. George, can you tell me what brought you to CSU?
Okay, I used to go to school in Indiana, and it's pretty flat over there. So I took a trip to Colorado with my school. It was a climbing club. So when I came here, I went for a climbing trip, and I just saw the mountains, and I decided I should move out here.
So you grew up in Cairo, right?
Yeah, 19 years.
Wow, okay. So when did you go to school in Indiana?
Right after high school, I applied for school there, got there, I was doing pre-med, did that for 2 years, and then I took a year off, went back home, and then I transferred here.
Okay. How is Colorado different from Cairo, Egypt?
Oh, it's not even close. Everything is different. Well, first off, the language, the people, the culture, just everything's different.
Do you like being in a different atmosphere?
Yeah, I love change. I love moving different places. I just love living somewhere that's different and seeing the different culture and getting used to the people, getting to know new people, new places, do new things. So.
Okay. So now that you're here at CSU, do you enjoy more things beyond rock climbing about Colorado State University?
Yeah, I mean, I play soccer almost every other day. I'm in a local team in The Edge in Fort Collins. What else? I actually hang out with a lot of international students. Most of my friends here are Brazilians, so I just love hanging out with them.
Why do you like spending time with international students?
They're cool. I mean, I've been to the States before. I know what people here are like. I know what Americans are like, so I just want to know what people from different places are like. So.
Okay. So how would you...
I mean, I still have American friends, but
yeah.
Most of my friends that I hang out with here are Brazilians.
Okay. So what do you think is the main difference between you and your average American student?
I can speak 3 languages.
Which languages?
Okay, French, because I went to a French school in Egypt. It was a French Catholic school, all boys French Catholic school. It was interesting. And Arabic and English. What else? I had different schooling, different education, coming from a different background, different culture, I guess. So,
cool.
Yeah.
So several of us students are creating a website where we're talking about diversity at CSU and how CSU students can diversify themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you think you bring diversity to CSU as an international student?
I don't know how to answer that question. I mean, I don't really think about it that way. I mean, get to know people, and just by getting to know me, I guess, you just find out what the differences are. And they try to adapt to me, I try to adapt to them. But yeah, I mean, we try to adapt to each other's like differences, so.
Yeah.
But I don't know how I bring diversity, I guess.
No, I think what you said is very valid. I always think in the way that international students bring like a different perspective because you grew up.
Yeah, but when you grow up somewhere, you don't really feel like it's a new perspective. It's just your own. So
right.
I guess it's how other people see it. That's what I contribute, I guess, without even knowing.
Would you say that? What do you think is the biggest difference between growing up in Cairo, Egypt, and then how people grow up here in Colorado?
Okay. Well, first off, your parents don't cut you off after you're 18, after you turn 18.
In Egypt?
Yeah, in Egypt. Basically, your parents support you financially as much as they can until you get a job. You're like totally independent. You're like get married and get your own house. But as soon as you get a job and you're can support yourself, that's when they stop supporting you financially. I think that the culture here is too independent. I think parents cut their children off like too early. That's what I think. Like, I don't think students should go to school and have a full-time job at the same time. That's just too exhausting and too stressful, and I don't know, I just don't feel like that's a good idea. Yeah.
So what are your goals here at CSU? Like, first of all, what's your major, and what do you hope to do once you graduate?
Okay, so my major is pre-physical therapy. Obviously, I'd like to go to graduate school for physical therapy. What was the second question?
I'm trying to remember now.
What am I?
What are your plans for after college?
Apply for graduate school, and I actually need to go back home because after undergrad, you should go back and apply in the Army, and they either draft you or not. And it takes up to a year if you get drafted. But yeah, right after undergrad, I need to go back home, apply for the Army, and see how that turns out. And then I'll decide from there, because if I get in the Army, I have to wait 1 year until I apply for graduate school. If I don't get drafted, then I'll just apply for graduate school right away.
Do you think that everyone here should also be drafted like you are drafted in Egypt?
No. I think it should be a choice. It shouldn't be something you're forced into. And the way it works in Egypt, if you're a lonely child, you don't get drafted. If you have only one sibling that's a sister, that's a girl, you don't get drafted. If it's anything else, like I have a brother, that's why I have to apply, then they either draft me or not. If you have a sister and other brothers, then you get drafted too. It's weird. I don't really get it. But.
Do you think that you'll come back to Colorado way in the future?
To Colorado?
Yes.
I don't know about Colorado. My brother lives out in San Diego, and I think I want to go to graduate school there. As I said, I just love moving to new places. And I think it'd be nice to be close to family. Yeah.
So is there any advice you would give to a CSU student who wants to be more diverse?
Just have an international student that's close to you, I guess. Just get to know them. You don't have to have a whole bunch of them, but just have one and learn about the differences, their culture. Try to learn another language, I guess. That always helps. Yeah, that's it.
Awesome. Well, thanks for meeting with me for
Okay.
this interview.
Thank you.